What's better on a cold winter night than a hot bowl of soup? Joining me with a great recipe for beefy French onion soup is Chef Michelle Mussel. Michelle, thanks for coming back to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Well, tell us what you got here today.
Well, I'm going to put together for you probably one of the easiest versions of French onion soup.
Outstanding.
You know, French onion soup's one of those soups that you labor over for hours and hours, and it's worth it in the end, but it's very time consuming.
Right.
So I'm going to show the audience how to get that same great flavor in a real simple, easy to do recipe.
With a beef twist.
Absolutely.
Great. Well, what do we start with?
So first I'm going to start off with a pound of 95% lean ground beef.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
We're going to make this a lean recipe.
Okay.
And I'm just going to brown it in a nonstick skillet. This will just take about 8 to 10 minutes.
Gotcha. Yep. Got her sizzling now. That's awesome.
Absolutely. Let's stick this down here.
You're not going to melt that.
No, actually, this is such a great utensil that's out there right now. Instead of, you notice it's a nonstick skillet, so I don't want to use metal on here.
Oh, okay.
And you could use a wooden spoon.
Gotcha.
But with ground beef, I like to use something that is non-porous. And this is a heat-resistant spatula. So it can take almost anything.
It looks plastic. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's a great spatula.
Brown that beef.
I'm going to brown this.
Yeah, I mean, French onion soup is one of the things I've had at restaurants, but, you know, we've never fixed it at home.
Oh, it's one of those really decadent soups.
Yeah.
So we're almost done.
Wow.
So I'm going to go ahead and set this aside.
Okay.
Because, of course, I have some already browned up.
Hey, how do you like that? In TV land, we've got ground beef, right?
So I'm just going to set this aside.
All right. But once again, we brown it until we have clear liquid, just as we've always talked, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what I've done was I've taken this pound of ground beef.
Okay.
I've drained any juices that might be left over. There's going to be very little oil, if any at all, in 95% lean, but there will be a little bit of extra juices that I just drained away.
Yep.
Okay. So I've got my ground beef here.
Okay.
And to this I'm going to add 2 cans of condensed French onion soup.
Perfect. That's easy.
How easy can it get?
Yeah.
So this will have all those great condensed flavors. You know, the onions, the garlic, the rich beef broth. So I'm going to go ahead and add both of these. And then you've got to reconstitute this because you're using a condensed
soup. Yeah.
So I'm just going to add the equivalent of 2 cans of water.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just going to pour this right in. Again, they make it really easy for you.
Sure. Measuring stick.
Exactly.
Measuring cup. Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and do this.
This is looking pretty easy so far.
Yeah. The nice thing about this is that you can heat this up, do it on the stove, but then you could keep it warm in a crock pot.
Okay.
And just have it for, like, you know, game day.
Gotcha.
You know, just
come in for lunch, you bet.
To this, I'm also going to add a half teaspoon of dry thyme.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm using dry thyme in this, so I'm going to add it in my liquid while it's simmering.
So what's the difference? I don't understand.
So when you're using a dried spice, you always want to add that toward the beginning of cooking. I'm going to turn this up a little bit because you need to rehydrate it. And that actually that's also what we call blooming. Okay. So you're opening up the spice and imparting its flavor. Another way of doing that too is you can saute it in a little bit of olive oil or your favorite oil, and that'll do it as well.
Really?
Now if you have fresh thyme on hand or you prefer to use fresh thyme, you've got it in your garden, some people have indoor gardens, then that's when you want to add it at the end. Any kind of fresh herb you want to add right at the end, so that it really imparts its freshness.
And if I have no time on hand, I'm just go ahead.
You don't have time for this, that's a problem.
Okay. All right.
So here I'm going to bring this up to a boil, let it simmer for a while, just a little bit, not even, maybe like 15, 20 minutes max.
Gotcha.
So this is all set. Now, of course, what is French onion soup without a cheese crouton?
Absolutely, yeah.
So what we've got here, I've got really nice French bread slices with just some really pre-sliced Swiss cheese.
Perfect.
Couldn't get any easier than that.
Okay.
Okay. And then
don't put that in the toaster, right?
No, don't put that in the toaster.
Okay.
But you're going to end up putting it on a sheet tray, and you're going to just broil it real quick in your oven.
Okay.
So of course I already have some done.
Absolutely, that's good.
So I'm going to show you what that's like.
All right, what that looks like.
So if you notice,
outstanding.
it gets all nice and bubbly and kind of toasty brown. And so you've got a little bit of crunch and a little bit of the soft,
cheese,
melty, salty cheese.
Yeah.
It goes perfect with the French onion soup.
And this is what we end up with as a result. Is that right?
Yeah,
Looks delicious.
absolutely. Absolutely. So you want to try it?
Well, you know what? I will try a little bit of it. Okay. That looks pretty good,
Tell me what you
doesn't it?
think.
Okay.
Tell me if it's as good as you had in a restaurant.
I do like that. Yeah. I like that a lot.
Excellent.
I'm a huge fan of French onion soup, so I didn't realize it was that easy.
Yeah.
For details on this and other great beef recipes, visit our website at cattlementocattlemen.org.